Hello, my dear Virgo. This is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I'll be working with the 1983 Cartomanzia Italiana deck with you today to do 3 iterations, 3 portals for your situationship reading. Essentially, 3 portals in which you can jump into to take resonance as well as to make instrumental some vision of your love situation. Go ahead and clear the energy of the deck. Once again, this is Ron from Tarot of the Twin Sun. I'd appreciate if you could like, share, and subscribe if you do find resonance. Take what you will, leave the rest. Portal is opening for the first Virgo, first iteration, December 2019 love situation. Okay. Yeah, the portal's open. Okay. So, my dear Virgo, there is something occurring for you in the month of December, and it has to do with your mode of manifestation. Your ability to balance certain things is coming into question. There's some sort of hold back psychologically with the person you're dealing with. Is a bit messed up in the head. There is restriction as well as imprisonment of the mind here with the Eight of Swords. Some sort of intense holdback, the Eight of Swords. Criticism, someone's being very critical about a beginning with you. Or perhaps taking a new journey of the major arcana. And it's strange because they're coming up as the Magician in reverse here. Bagato, which is the juggler. And yeah, it certainly is a holdback in a certain way, right? Just so you know. When it comes to this person, they're misusing their power. They're out of control. They may be empowered in a certain way, yeah, sure, with the Emperor's energy here, but it's very difficult for them to actually use the power ethically. They have 2 cards of power, the Magician as well as the Emperor, but it's like they're both in reverse. When it comes to the love that's shared between you two, it does exist. There is the Two of Cups energy. However, it's in reverse, so it's either a very deep and profound, but and life-altering, life-changing connection. However, there is a bit of a disconnect, and perhaps the Two of Cups energy is poured out. It's in reverse, so it's like it's not nourishing right now. There is, however, a great deal of eros for you and this person, eroticism or erotic attraction, as well as you are helping them to be rid of certain darker aspects within themselves, and you are coming into power when you deal with aspects of lust or desire. It seems like your desires are controlled for this person. However, generally there is a type of disconnect or some form of lower form of expression when it comes to you and this person. The inner child is being silenced by you or them, and I think this is putting you off in a certain way, and the Two of Cups energy is pointing to this. Usually Two of Cups is celebrating everything about a human connection, and if the inner child is repressed, that is a very clear indication, at least for me, that it is a disempowering sort of passion. Okay, so we have the King of Rods in reverse, which is a clear indication to me that this person is not only out of control, they are very empowered, and they are still controlling, as well as with the Magician in reverse. I mean, these are very masculine cards, and they're all pointing to a reversal. Okay, it's like there's no empowerment here, or perhaps there is, but it's all being used for the wrong reasons, leading to a type of sun in reverse energy. There's no higher self here. It's all low vibrational to understand. However, you have worked hard towards this person, and you have a great love for them. Unfortunately, communications with you and this person will be slim if you've been blocked or held back in terms of communication. It will be very difficult to maintain balance with them or have any sort of growth. It also is a lot of obstacles, one of them being a new beginning with them. If you do have a new beginning with somewhere else, um, or with a new iteration of this person, someone who has evolved or changed, I doubt that. There is a possibility that you will no longer be confused about your options. Perhaps you've had options for a while now, and you're starting to explore them. And this person from the past is not, may not be one of them, because they put you through a lot of heartache, and you're finally getting over that. There's something about closure here, and perhaps rest was needed, as well as a new principle truth. When it comes to this past person, they might return and perhaps offer you some sort of new beginning, or anyone who offers you a new beginning will reflect this person's behavior, something about someone new, may represent someone from the old way of doing things. And if they offer you something, it will be very small, and it will also be very insincere in a certain way. There won't be some sort of commitment with you and this person. I think you're definitely going to be on guard with your higher form, your higher truth, and you might also be fearing some sort of return to the past. You know that there's a foundation between you and this old person, but you had to do things in order to purge out the connection that you shared. Two of Cups in reverse plus the Devil in reverse. There is a need to be rid of the shackles that has held you to this person. Yeah, I see here also that you will be finding spiritual enlightenment by going to the path of the Pentacles. Something about the Pentacles will be very fulfilling for you, and it will lead to healing as well as discernment of the highest form. Love is going to be a mystery for you in December. However, there is a possibility to have a lot of emotions that are not expressed, that have to do with regret. Perhaps you need to process these emotions to find the new change that you're looking for. Okay, with the World card here. That iteration is closed. Thank you. Hello, Virgo. Last portal is closed. Next portal is opening up. Portal number 2 for Virgo number 2. Please take what you will, find what is at what you resonance, and take it with the lightest form of credence. Okay, so this portal is opening soon. All right. Sorry. Virgo number 2, iteration number 2, portal number 2, there is a change coming. A change that has to do with the right timing. The timing is right for you to rise into power and to start something new. You're on the path of rising to power and starting something new. What this indicates to me is the ability to no longer deal with people that make you unhappy, people that play with your emotions or play with your higher self without regard to vibration. These people are low vibrational, and I think you've made the choice to get over regret over these people who are essentially not helping you in a certain way. They waste your time, and that really hurts you. There also is a need for a cycle to end with someone who's not providing any growth in terms of enlightenment. However, there is a secret here, a secret that has to do with your path that leads to isolation as well as feeling alone. But in this aloneness, you'll find spiritual truth, a truth that will make you feel like you're stuck at first, but then you evolve and then you have a greater sense of emotional depth, okay? A greater sense of knowing in terms of fulfillment. And it's important to know that any forms of regret in the past will be met immediately by the release of it, as well as anything that you've ruminated over will be revisited. In terms of nostalgia, memory will hit you like a very intense aroma, some sort of smell memory. And you'll notice that this sense of a memory will bring back a certain color of darkness when it comes to a period of no growth. And you'll notice that healing will come. But you may be secretly afeared of this. I think a part of you wants to remain damaged, so that you could perhaps bring something back in some situation or something that you outgrew in order to see if they're still worth it. Your guard will be up and you may offer something to them, but it's something that you left in the past for a reason, some sort of emotional depth as well as toxicity. And you've had time to think about what this connection was, and I think you might have found that it was very deep, but this person came up very aggressive in a certain way, and they may have claimed to have some sort of truth. If they visit you again, they will break down the walls and the doors that are between you, and they will offer you some sort of hidden love that has to do with slow communication of hidden love. But I'm not sure if you want this offer. This romantic offer strikes you as a bit naive in a way, as well as not well thought out, and probably not of the highest good for you in terms of your emotional and spiritual growth, if you're into that sort of thing. There also is a holdback with your heart. There's contention here with this person. You're fighting on a soul level, even if you're not talking. And you'll notice that if you do talk with this person, it's just indicative of they haven't grown. They still need to change something about the way they do things. You'll see this though, and you may run away from their offer of clarity, of supposed clarity, and the foundation that exists between you two may be toppling down. But once again, it's that clarity that you may need to run away from. It's like someone has claimed that they have changed, and they're no longer juggling options, or they're no longer confused. But then something about that foundation that you guys have may need complete reconsideration in a certain way through transformation. You'll be very careful about any sort of promises of hard work, as well as you may be off on a new beginning to somewhere else. The path you're on, the path you're moving towards with the energy of the chariot here is one of justice as well as one of strength. Okay? Justice and strength, so some sort of karma, good karma that has to do with empowerment, as well as coming into being a champion of the inner world inside of you. Okay? Thank you. Virgo number 3, this is the third iteration, and I'm going to go ahead and clear out the energy of the deck. The other portal is closed now. Portal 3 is opening. Take what you will. This is purely entertainment. Ready. Virgo number 3, you have your eye on something that is in the form of communication. Or perhaps you're sending out communication to someone, but I think communication will be had either way. And in this communication, there will be a type of a fire that may may start something, and you are definitely on guard as well as on the aggression with this person. There's a great deal of passion for you and this person, and things will be happening. However, they do not have a control of their emotions. Okay, there's something about their energy where it's like they might say something about a great commitment that they want with you, but there is a waiting period here, a waiting period as well as a need for you to heal any sort of traumas from the past when it comes to your heart and your ability to express yourself. This person also could be a type of resurrection, but if they come with offers of shallowness, you will not accept it. There also is something about love overcoming adversity here, a type of hope, a type of hope that forebodes enough intuition for you to avoid some sort of calamity here, which is very beautiful. Generally, in the month of November, there was some sort of stance you had to take that was passive and also not very communicative. During this, you learned about how to hold your tongue, not be critical, and to know even without saying. And also, there is a type of commitment that is no longer binding here, leaving some feeling of abandonment, but you're getting over this and you're moving on to higher power and stability. There also is a hold back inside of your emotions, and there's something that is halting. You've had to divest a lot of emotional attachment to something and walk away from it to find out how to balance yourself, because you felt the timing wasn't right, with something about regret as well as the foundations that were not good enough for you in terms of how you work with the energy of love. There's something about the Two of Cups here that strikes me as something that is worked towards, something that you step into, love as something you step into as opposed to fall for. And I think that's a good energy to have, because you're ready to make a choice towards people who are offering very weak styles of romance for you. I think you've got the vision, and the know-how in order to know how to end cycles, but also how to revive them in a certain way. If there's a cycle that needs to be revived, it's because there was a burnout, and there still is some sort of passion there even after the burnout and the embers and the ruins. There also is a possibility that this revisitation, if there is one, may be very challenging. But I think overall, in the month of December, you will find some higher form of consciousness as well as enlightenment when it comes to healing that is desperately been needed in this situation. At the same time, yeah, you're coming into power and you're getting rid of like a lot of psychological blocks. Okay, this person is not very balanced, or perhaps they're trying to balance themselves out, but they can't listen to logic. Something about them is very illogical and very emotional, and they might offer you some sort of cup of love, but you're already on the path of transformation, and therefore you might perceive them as lying, but in actuality they might not be. However, they might be offering you some sort of grand fulfillment of some sort. And it's funny because in the past they were looking away and they thought they were in their higher mind, but in actuality they were just ignoring something, and what they ignored was something that you offered to them. So it's kind of dramatic. Yeah, because they ran away or something like that. And I think you're over the fear of love, if there ever was one. You are coming into a higher wisdom of what love is, and you had to go through a lot of exploration as well as pain and then release of this pain in order to find out what this love is. And what you're finding is that love is a combination of healing and expansion, and is usually it's determined by something else, a force that is higher than you, and it's something that is very deserving of its own sort of power and its own sort of place in your life. All right. Um, I'm going to pull from the Russian Fairy Oracle and close off this portal. I do appreciate it. All right, my dear Virgo, I am working with the Russian Fairy Oracle for your oracle advice. An 1885 deck by Ivan Bilibin, and it's been reprinted 2019, I believe. So I'll pull a few cards and see how this person, what this person wants to say to you, or how they see the situation. Okay. Okay. This person has quite a bit of influence by their father or by some main male, or they perhaps may be the main masculine in this energy. Um, this person is very egotistical in a certain way, as well as they are driven by the lineage of patriarchy in one way, shape, or form. They're influenced by a father figure, and they manifest this father figure in many different ways, either through themselves or through others. And what they see in terms of your relationship is a type of mother figure dealing with a child. Okay, you have this motherly energy or this feminine energy that is wise and fruitful and is able to impart wisdom to the children in order to provide an example of where to go and how to do things. So this woman is pointing away, pointing to something else. This talks to me of structure. This person sees you as structured, as well as traditional or perhaps conservative in a certain way. This can be a good thing. It also can be a bad thing. What it points to me primarily is a type of victim mentality here, or perhaps someone who can be sacrificed, or someone who can be martyred, or set into the ground in terms of a burial. This is of course metaphoric, but at the same time it's archetypal. So they see you as a saint, as well as someone who may be very radical in a certain way and has to be set aside by the institution. Okay, very intense. But they see you as not as expendable, but as someone who is on the path of some sort of holy quest or a mission or some sort of rite of passage. And through your learning and through your imparting to the inner children, they see you as someone who is it's kind of like you're serving some sort of purpose. Okay, that's how I see it. I do appreciate it, Virgo. If you like that, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you around in the future tense, and enjoy. Ciao.